What is Sri Sathya Sai Seva Organizations all about?
It is not the organization in the way you and I understand. It is neither an NGO, it is neither a registered body.
It is not an NGO.
It's an open-ended platform.
A person who does not believe in Bhagwan Sri Sathya Sai Baba can also be part of the organization.
Bhagwan's model is unique.
How does the finance in the Sathya Sai organization work? Is there a central pool from where money is sent to every district, every samiti, and they use this money, or how does it work?
It requires clarification.
अभी जो तीन विंग आपने बताया, एजुकेशन विंग, सर्विस विंग, स्पिरिचुअल विंग, ये तीनों विंग कैसे कनेक्ट होते हैं?
I think this is the master plan of Bhagwan Sri Sathya Sai.
Our former President of India, Sri APJ Abdul Kalam, from Islam faith. Our former Prime Minister of India, Sri Manmohan Singh, coming from Sikh faith, an ardent devotee of Baba.
Bhagwan always maintained that Sanatan Dharma, which is the old traditional understanding of life of Bharata. But that did not mean that Swami was a Hindu.
अभी तक आपने जो भी बताया, it all sums up into these few lines that Swami had once said, that there is only one religion, the religion of love.
And therefore putting that love into practice was his core message. That's what he used to always insist on everybody. Therefore, what he spoke to a Muslim was not different from what he spoke to a Christian, was not different from what he spoke to a Hindu.
Something you would like to talk about the centenary celebrations?
A huge energy ball which is engulfing the whole world. Okay? Wow. And I don't think anybody has a choice not to be a part of it.
Loving Sai Ram, Sri Sathya Sai Seva Organizations is one of the largest voluntary organizations in India today. Founded in 1965 by Bhagwan Sri Sathya Sai Baba himself, the organization today has more than millions of followers and volunteers who on a daily basis participate in selfless service to society. Having inspired by the message of Bhagwan Sri Sathya Sai Baba, the organization functions across three major wings: the education, service, and spiritual wing, helping each individual in society to mold their lives in the most holistic manner possible. We are bringing this podcast today because we are at the anvils of one of the greatest celebrations the humanity has ever witnessed, the celebrations of the centenary year of Bhagwan Sri Sathya Sai Baba, the avatar of the age. And to talk about it, we have none other than the All India President of the Sri Sathya Sai Seva Organisations India and the Vice Chairman of the Sri Sathya Sai Global Council, Sri Nimish Pandya. Our own Nimish Uncle, as I have always known him since my childhood, and hence I would like to address you as Uncle today on this podcast. Nimish Uncle, most welcome to the first ever podcast at the anvil of centenary celebrations of Bhagwan Sri Sathya Sai Baba.
Thank you very much, Lakshmikant. Thank you for having me, and I'm extremely happy that we've started this podcast because this is the year when I think it is ordained that the world should understand the message of Bhagwan Sri Sathya Sai Baba in its essence and its core, so that everybody benefits out of that practice of that message. So thank you very much for having me.
Now let me start with the first question which we have for you. What is Sri Sathya Sai Seva Organizations all about?
Yes, Lakshmikant, that's a good question. This is a great opportunity for us to clarify that Bhagwan Sri Sathya Sai Baba was very clear in his message that the world needs practice. People have knowledge, but we all default when it comes to practice. And therefore, Bhagwan, in his immense grace and great foresight, granted this Sri Sathya Sai Seva Organization as a platform. It is not a body, or it is not a club, or it is not, though it is called an organization, it is not the organization in the way you and I understand, as a registered body or a group of people who are exclusively doing something.
So you mean it is not an NGO?
It is definitely not an NGO, because that's a misconception people have, that the Sri Sathya Sai Seva Organization is an NGO. It is neither an NGO, it is neither a registered body. It is a lovely concept which only a great phenomenon like Bhagwan Sri Sathya Sai Baba can think. It's an open-ended platform which has a great capacity for everyone to participate. irrespective of color, caste, creed, and religion. So there are no entry rules, there are no membership fees. There's only one commitment, there are a set of rules that encourage the person to practice what is being the message of Bhagwan Sri Sathya Sai Baba, and that also for his own good, not to make him a devotee or not to create a cult.
Is it that a non-devotee, a person who does not believe in Bhagwan Sri Sathya Sai Baba, can also be part of the organization?
Exactly, Lakshmikant. That is the beauty of this platform. Because Baba was very clear. He has come on this earth for the entire mankind. And to tell each and every human being that that human being is himself or herself a reflection of divinity. And the potential of each human being is immense. All the power that a human being needs is all within himself, because that human being is a part of the cosmic power. He is not different from the cosmic power. Therefore, in this sense, it doesn't make a difference whether somebody is a devotee or a non-devotee. And Lakshmikant, as far as I've understood, I do believe that the very nomenclature devotee, non-devotee doesn't fit into the message of Bhagwan Sri Sathya Sai Baba. In fact, anybody who practices the message of Bhagwan Sri Sathya Sai Baba by default is a devotee. Okay, by default. Here the word devotee means a person who has faith in the message of Swami and wants to practice the message of Swami. That practitioner, in essence, really is a true devotee of Bhagwan Sri Sathya Sai Baba.
I think in true sense, अभी जो आपने बताया अंकल, डिवोटी की पूरी परिभाषा अपने आप में बदल गई है, बहुत वाइड हो गई है, and as you rightly said, it covers all people from caste, creed, color coming together. I think ये बहुत बहुत अपने आप में बहुत बड़ी बात है, where Swami has explained how a person should be in true sense, not looking at the discrimination or the differentiation that we generally get to see.
You see, the beauty of the message of Bhagwan Sri Sathya Sai Baba is that he has very clearly articulated that every religion is a valid path to the ultimate goal, which is common. Whichever religion you follow, the ultimate goal is one. And therefore, all religions are valid. All religions are sacrosanct. But only thing is that each one must be true to the path laid down by the religion. And therefore, he said that a Hindu should be a good Hindu, a Muslim should be a good Muslim, a Christian should be a good Christian, a Parsi should be a good Parsi, who strictly understands the message of his religion and puts into practice. Because he used to always maintain, Baba used to always say that all religions are founded on the principle of unconditional divine love. Love is the foundation. Therefore, there can't be any discrimination, there should not be. And this, Lakshmikant, you will see is reflected in the symbol of the organization. And this symbol has been drawn by Bhagwan himself. It is not something that an artist has created. Baba in his younger days drew this symbol himself, with the significance of each religion being said that all are equal, all are same, all lead to the same path, because the human being is divine and is common. If you see, religions may be different, but the human being is the same. And if the human being is divine, is a reflection of divinity, then he is the common factor, and therefore everything should be together and united, and there cannot be any differences. He used to say that if there are differences, it is the ignorance of the person who follows that religion, and he is the one. It is not the fault of the religion, it is not the fault of the message of the religion. Maybe there is a misunderstanding or a misperception on the path or the understanding of that religion. Therefore, Swami used to celebrate all religions. In Prashanti Nilayam and throughout the organization in the world, we celebrate all religions of all festivals of all religions.
Right.
And we embrace everyone as a brother and everyone as a friend as we go further on the path of spirituality.
And Swami never said that Hinduism is the main religion or anything of that nature.
Correct. So I think it is good to clarify one more thing, Lakshmikant. People perceive Bhagwan is a Hindu or a Bhagwan is associated with one person. Bhagwan always maintained that Sanatan Dharma, which is the old traditional understanding of life of Bharata, was the, he used to be a protagonist of that our Indian culture embraces all human beings of all faith. And that common culture, which he used to denote as Sanatan Dharma, was the propagation. But that did not mean that Swami was a Hindu. Because Swami was completely identifying himself with every person from every faith. Whether it was a Muslim who came, he would endear him more on the path of Islam. If a Christian came to him, he would endear him more on the path of Christianity. If a Hindu came, he would endear him more on the path of Hinduism. Therefore, as we said earlier, he is to encourage each one to follow his religion to the core with integrity and honesty. Because, and again, he used to say, all lead to the same path.
Right.
So, it was never that Swami came, as we call Sathya Sai Baba Swami, it was never that he wanted to start a cult. In fact, he never wanted a cult, he never wanted
That's
followers.
a very valid point, yes.
Swami
yes.
always wanted that each one must be a good human being and strictly following his religion and reach the ultimate path.
True.
And that ultimate path is what Bhagwan came to show us, Lakshmikant. That each one, you and I, are basically reflections of divinity. And our goal in human birth is to realize that innate divinity.
Right.
And therefore, if you see the charter of the Sai Organization, which is a very interesting charter, the purpose is very simple. It is not to improve the whole world, it is to improve yourself. Therefore, you join the platform of the Sathya Sai Seva Organization with only one single goal, that you have to improve yourself and realize the divinity within yourself. With this goal, if you are there, you are welcome on this path. Otherwise, if the goal is not correct, then the result will not be correct.
True. I think that's again a very valid point, and probably I'll come to it in some time. But just to go back to what you were just mentioning, how Swami respected every religion and people coming from every religion. I mean, we have seen our former President of India, Sri APJ Abdul Kalam, who was from a Islam faith, but an ardent devotee of Baba. We had some known people from Parsi community who were ardent devotee of Baba. We had our former Prime Minister of India, Sri Manmohan Singh, coming from Sikh faith, an ardent devotee of Baba. Would you like to elaborate more on this?
You see, that Lakshmikant will show you that Bhagwan Sri Sathya Sai Baba not only preached unity of faiths, but he practiced it himself. In his approach to every human being from different religions, there was never any difference. There was never any dichotomy in his approach. Whether he met a Vedic Pandit, or he met a Maulana, or met, as you rightly said, whether he met a Muslim President of India, or a Sikh Prime Minister of India, or for that matter, many Christian sort of followers who came from different parts of the world, whether it was John Hislop, or they were the queens of different countries or presidents of different countries who came. His approach was always one fundamental message, which he believed was the thread of all religions, and that was love. Swami used to always tell everybody, love all, serve all. Love is the undercurrent of the entire cosmos. Love is the energy that sustains all of us. And that is the thread that binds all of us. And therefore, putting that love into practice was his core message. That's what he used to always insist with everybody. Therefore, what he spoke to a Muslim was not different from what he spoke to a Christian, was not different from what he spoke to a Hindu. Okay? And at the same time, he encouraged all of them to follow it. I mean, if it was a yagna happening, he would encourage the yagna. Right. If there was a mass in Christmas happening, he would stand there and participate in the mass. Right. If there was a
Buddhist prayer
going,
Buddhist
monk coming, he would participate in Buddhism. If in the Ramzan, he would encourage the Muslims to follow their namaz. And in fact, you won't believe me, he is the first one who built the first mosque for the Muslims in Puttaparthi.
Oh, is it? So Puttaparthi has a mosque?
Puttaparthi has a mosque which was constructed by Baba for the well-being and benefit of the Muslims of the village of Puttaparthi. Okay, so that was the unifying spirit in the message of Bhagwan, where he wanted to put into focus for mankind that all of us are one. Yes. Religions may be different, but the path is the same. Right. We should not be sort of deluded by the paths. We should come to the understanding of unity, that we are all divine reflections.
So true. I think what you said, practice, with all these examples, Swami really practiced what he was trying to tell all of us. Now, Uncle, in your another role as Vice Chairman of Sri Sathya Sai Global Council, where you interact with devotees coming from more than 120 countries across the world, all encompassing different faith, different color, different creed, different languages. How has your interaction been with them?
See, it's an enigma, Lakshmikant. You have a Spanish person coming to Puttaparthi. You have an Italian coming, you have a Japanese coming, you have a Korean coming, then there is the one coming from Bihar, one coming from Tamil Nadu, one coming from the north, one coming from the east is a Bengali. Different people with different cultures converging into Prasanthi Nilayam. And I've always wondered how Swami can relate to different people at the same time. And everybody is happy. The best miracle is that whoever may be the person, whichever part of the world, a small interaction with Baba, and that person would believe that Baba belongs to him. As if Baba belongs to that country, Baba belongs to that culture.
Wow, this is
so
so
that
unique.
was the universality of the persona of
Right.
Bhagwan Sri Sathya Sai Baba. So my understanding was that it fortified me further as a follower of Bhagwan's message, where I'm also a practitioner. I'm trying my best to see that I can put into practice. It's a very difficult path to put into practice in day-to-day life. But once you're committed, you try to do it. And in this attempt to practice Bhagwan's message, it is fortified with me now. And that's with all many devotees who've been consistently in touch with Bhagwan. That the message of Bhagwan, when he said that I am God, but I have come to tell you that you are also God.
You are also God.
So that was a very drastic statement that Bhagwan made.
Yes.
Because the first default reaction, I understand you are God, but how do I become God? Okay.
Correct.
But I have now understood that in today's world, Lakshmikant, everything in the world has become valuable. Man has become most devalued. Okay. Today, you and I as human beings have no value. Your money is more value, your property is more value, your car has a value more than you, your watch is more valuable than you. Because today somebody can cut your hand and take away a watch. People fight in the family for a property. Human beings are not important. Money is important. People are abandoning parents, people are abandoning wives, children, all for the sake of money or anger or greed or jealousy. So what has happened in today's world? That man has been devalued. And everything else which should not have been more valuable than man has become more valuable. So here is Bhagwan Sri Sathya Sai Baba, who's come with a great revaluation exercise by telling entire mankind that look, things are not valuable, the human being is valuable. It is a human being who's important. Everything has value because human being is there, not otherwise.
Right.
This factor has been forgotten, and therefore he's come to remind us that human being, you are the greatest creation of the cosmos, and you have the potential to realize your inherent divinity. And the other thing which I realized when he was meeting all these people from different religions, Lakshmikant, was that for the first time, he corrected a vision problem with everybody. A Hindu thought that God is in the temple or is in the statue.
Valid.
Okay?
Yes.
A Christian thinks that the church is the place where God resides.
Right.
Mosque is a place where God can be accessed. Or a Buddhist believes that the monastery is a place where deliverance will happen. I was very impressed with the message of Bhagwan Sri Sathya Sai Baba when he said that all this is true, but the bigger truth is that God resides in your heart and my heart. God resides inside. This correct address of God, which was given by Bhagwan, was very dynamic. I realized that each one of us, really speaking, are reflection of divinity, where the energy, the cosmic energy, the divine energy is within. Therefore, if there is a search for God in whichever form and any name, that search is within and not outside.
So this is what you mean when you say you are also God, go inwards.
That's it. Swami's direction was that for amelioration of man, the journey is inward, not outside. The outward journey is to be seen from an inward vision.
Wow.
And the problem today is that the man is only having an outward vision without an inward vision, which is making him believe that everything is different. When Bhagwan came to say that all religions say that we are all one. So entire mankind is connected from within with one power, and that's the power of love. And therefore Swami's message, love all, serve all, help ever, hurt never. Love all means what? Because you are love. It's just recognize. If I recognize that you are same energy as me, then that bonding will always bring a sense of service by default. I don't have to plan to serve you. You don't have to plan to serve me. We would always do this by default. Okay?
True.
And the second master statement, help ever, hurt never. is again a matter of default, because by default understand, because if you and I are one, I would always help you. I would not think twice, should I help him or not? No, because I see you as one. Therefore, by spontaneously I would help you. And if I spontaneously help you, I will never hurt you, because hurting you is hurting myself, because we are bound together. There's a oneness. There's one. What Baba came to constantly remind mankind is that whichever religion you have, two things are important. That your birth is not ordinary. It is very unique, very precious. And the goal of life, the way you live life, has to be such that you are able to meet your divine master in the eyes and see that, follow everything that he said. It was love, unity, sacrifice, compassion, charity, help, service. These were the mandated the sort of orders by prophets of all religions. Okay, that you have to do this. But what is happening today? We have missed the bus somewhere. We all have these mandates from our divine masters in whichever religion we are born into. But we know it, but we can't practice. So this dichotomy between knowledge and practice is what Swami was trying to point out all his life. And the Sathya Sai organization is a platform to enable man to bridge this difference between knowledge and practice. Okay? So you see what a beautiful platform this is.
Yes.
That irrespective of color, caste, religion, if you embark upon this platform, you will go at the core of your own correction. You will go at the core of your own experience. And the more you experience, the greater is your universality of accepting all mankind into your fold and understanding the truth. So that's the beauty of the whole message of Bhagavan.
It's all about unification, coming together, the true essence, the real purpose. इतने simple words में अंकल आपने explain किया है. I think this is just amazing. A powerful message for everybody to actually understand what individual life is and what the entire Sai organization is. Here I recollect Swami's quote when Swami says, and I think अभी तक आपने जो भी बताया, it all sums up into these few lines that Swami had once said, that there is only one religion, the religion of love. There is only one language, the language of heart. There is only one caste, the caste of humanity. And there is only one God, which is omnipresent.
Very true.
I think यही आप बताने की कोशिश कर रहे थे.
हाँ, ये असल में बाबा ने इस सुंदर शब्दों में बहुत ही सरल भाषा में इंसान को एक संदेश दिया है कि सब जो अलग अलग हमारे जो डिफरेंसेस है, जो अलग अलग हमें जो दुनिया अलग अलग हिस्सों में दिख रही है, वो गलत है. वो सही दृश्य नहीं है. वो एक सही दृष्टिकोण नहीं है. वो सही समझ नहीं है. असल में इंसानियत है और इंसान एक ही है. इंसान अलग नहीं है. तो इस कारण भाईचारा बहुत बड़ी चीज़ है. वी आर ऑल ब्रदर्स. और हमारा मालिक एक है. हमारा मालिक, उसको आप कोई भी नाम से पुकारे, अल्लाह के नाम से पुकारे, भगवान के नाम से पुकारे, कृष्ण के नाम से पुकारे, कोई भी नाम दे दीजिए, वो नाम से वो उससे कोई फर्क नहीं पड़ता. असल में जो शक्ति है, जो ताकत है, जिस ताकत ने इस पूरे कायनात को बनाया, पूरे ब्रह्मांड की रचना करिए, वो जो ताकत, जो ऊर्जा है, वो ऊर्जा जो है, उसी को पहचानना है. वही ऊर्जा हमें बांध के रखती है. अगर हमारी ऊर्जा एक है, हमारा संबंध प्यार मोहब्बत का एक है, तो फिर ये जो आपने कोटेशन बताया बाबा का, कितना सही बैठता है कि एक ही कम्युनिटी है ना इंसान की, है ना, एक ही भाषा है प्यार की. हम लोग अलग अलग बोले, मगर भाषा का अलग अलग होने से कोई फर्क नहीं पड़ता. जैसे बाबा हमेशा उदाहरण देते थे कि मैं पानी कहता हूँ, आप उसको कोई वाटर कहेगा, कोई तन्नी कहेगा, कोई नीर कहेगा. नाम अलग होने से फर्क थोड़ी पड़ता. पानी तो पानी है ना. कोई भी भाषा में मांगो, पानी पानी रहेगा. तो कोई भी अलग दृष्टिकोण से देखे, इंसान इंसान रहेगा. है ना. इंसान अलग नहीं हो सकता. इंसान एक ही है. और आप देखें कितनी खूबसूरत बात है जो हम जानते हुए भी, समझते हुए भी मानने को तैयार नहीं. आप देखें, एक मुसलमान का बच्चा पैदा होता है, तो क्या वो उसका पैदा होने का प्रोसीजर अलग होता है? वो तो साइंटिफिक तौर से जो प्रोसीजर है, वही प्रोसीजर से पैदा होता है ना. हिंदू का बच्चा भी वैसे ही पैदा होगा, क्रिश्चियन का बच्चा भी वैसे ही पैदा होगा. जब मरोगे तो क्या होगा? हाँ, आप दफनाए जाओगे या जलाए जाओगे, अंत में तो राख बनोगे. राख तो कॉमन है, वही बनना है. अगर आप, मुझे हार्ट अटैक हो जाता है, स्टेंट डालना है, तो क्या मुसलमान का हार्ट में स्टेंट अलग बैठेगा, हिंदू के हार्ट में स्टेंट अलग बैठेगा? नहीं बैठेगा. अगर खून की आवश्यकता है, तो क्या तुम्हारा खून, अगर मुसलमान का खून है, तो क्या हिंदू के खून में नहीं जा सकता? अरे पता भी नहीं चलता. कभी कभार ऐसा होता है कि मुसलमान का ही खून हिंदू को लगेगा और हिंदू का खून हिंदू को नहीं लगेगा, क्योंकि खून तो कॉमन है ना। अगर खून कॉमन है, शरीर कॉमन है, शरीर की रचना कॉमन है, एक कयामत की जो खूबसूरत बात है, जो एक बच्चे का जन्म होता है, वो जन्म कॉमन है, उसका तरीका कॉमन है, सांस कॉमन है, हवा कॉमन है, सांस लेने का तरीका कॉमन है। यदि सब कुछ कॉमन है तो इंसान अलग कैसे हुआ?
सो ट्रू, वेरी वेरी प्रोफाउंड।
इंसान अलग नहीं हो सकता,
वेरी
है ना? तो ये बात जो बाबा ने बताई थी, वो बड़ी अद्भुत बात थी। इट वाज लाइक रियली यूनिक। दिस बाबा सेज दैट वी आर ऑल वन एंड देयरफॉर आपने जो कोटेशन बताया, वो कोटेशन बहुत महत्व लगता है और आज के युग में इसी को हमें दोहराना चाहिए। हर एक इंसान को इसी युग को दोहराना चाहिए और मानना चाहिए कि हमारा एक ही पिता है, हमारी भाषा है वो प्यार की है, मोहब्बत की है, और हमारी कौम जो है वो इंसानियत की कौम है और हम सब साथ में हैं। जैसे जिएंगे, जितने साथ में जिएंगे, उतना जो एक दिव्यता है, जो आनंद है, जो खुशी है, वही हमें मिलेगी और कुछ नहीं।
आपने जो अभी सब बातें बताई, ये तो मूल रूप है ऑर्गेनाइजेशन में जुड़ने का। बट ये ऑर्गेनाइजेशन, जैसे आपने बताया, कोई रजिस्टर्ड बॉडी नहीं, इट इज नॉट एन एनजीओ, इट इज नॉट अ एसोसिएशन। सो हाउ डज द ऑर्गेनाइजेशन फंक्शंस? व्हाट इज द एडमिनिस्ट्रेटिव फंक्शन?
जो ढांचा है, द एंटायर स्ट्रक्चर ऑफ द सत्य साई सेवा ऑर्गेनाइजेशन हैज बीन ब्लेस्ड बाय भगवान। Therefore, as we said, we are governed by a charter. एक जो मेन किताब जो होती है, जो एक मूल मुद्दा जो बाबा ने बताया,
रूल बुक
एक बोले तो रूल के परे भी एक जो विजन स्टेटमेंट है,
विजन स्टेटमेंट,
जो उसको चार्टर कहते हैं, उसमें बाबा ने बड़ी सरल भाषा में कहा था कि आई एम क्रिएटिंग दिस ऑर्गेनाइजेशन ओनली फॉर सेल्फ ट्रांसफॉर्मेशन।
Only for self transformation. That's the only purpose.
That's the only goal.
No other agenda.
यदि किसी को एजेंडा ये है कि मुझे यहाँ आके किसी और को बदलना है, समाज को सुधारना है, तो वो तो होगा यहाँ, मगर वो गोल नहीं है, वो मकसद नहीं। पहले आपने आप को सुधारो, फिर दूसरों को सुधारो,
वो बाय प्रोडक्ट है।
तो इसमें ये जो हमारी संस्था है, उसका एक बहुत ही खूबसूरत पहलू है। द डायमेंशन विच इज यूनिक इन दिस ऑर्गेनाइजेशन इज दैट स्वामी's strategy was very simple, that first you improve yourself. Once you improve yourself, you become an inspiration for somebody else, and then that inspiration passes on from one person to the other person. So जैसे हिंदी में कहा जाता है कि दीप से दीप जलाते चलो, है ना? तो ये स्ट्रैटेजी जो है इंडिविजुअल ट्रांसफॉर्मेशन की, क्योंकि आज के युग में ये बड़ा आसान हो गया है कि मैं खुद जो बोलता हूँ वो मैं करता नहीं, है ना?
So true.
There is no unity in thought, word and deed in the whole society today. Whether it is the politicians, the parents, the leaders, children, anybody. There is no unity of thought, word and deed.
Correct.
Therefore, to first correct that at the core, at the base, is to see that you practice what you speak. You don't speak which you don't practice. अगर जो बोलते हो तो वही करके दिखाओ, और जो करते हो वही बोलो. Be, do and tell. First be, then do, then tell. Therefore, you see in the organization, the charter is very clear. You come to improve yourself. Now, how do you improve yourself? For that, there is a guiding 9 points of code of conduct. Okay, very simple things which Swami has said that will help everyone to start on the journey of self-improvement and self-transformation.
So everything is connecting back to self.
Self. Always. There is nothing which doesn't connect to the self. Then what Baba did, Baba divided this whole organization into 3 parts. The spiritual wing, the education wing, and the service wing.
Okay. So you said 3 distinct wings.
Correct.
The spiritual wing, the education wing, service wing.
Correct.
3 wings governed by a 9-point code of conduct, overall governed by a charter which was laid by Bhagwan Sri Sathya Sai Baba himself for the entire organization. Perfect. Perfect.
Okay. So then what happens, then how do we function? Let me explain the administrative part of it. With this major concept, there is a state level organization, there is a national organization. Okay. Let me come to the national organization later on. But the state, every state has an organization.
Okay.
In that state, there is a district level organization. At the district level, then there is a Samiti level organization. Okay. And the Samiti is my core unit.
So what is a Samiti?
Samiti is a body of people at the local level who come together.
Area, you can say.
Let's say area. Let's say in a particular locality in Mumbai, okay, there is a group of 40-50 people who come together with a determination that we want to practice Baba's message for self-improvement.
Okay.
And that could be anybody from any religion. They just come together that we want to practice this message of unity, brotherhood, oneness. We want to practice that. And with the aim of practicing this, we want to form a small little informal group.
Right.
That informal group is called a samiti. Okay?
Yes.
So and like that, there are so many samitis which come as a part of the district, and there are so many districts which come as a part of the state organization, and then all the states of India come under the All India organization. Okay? So this is the structure, where my samiti is the most important unit. Okay? Because then within the group of people who are there, they would select one convener, basically just to get people together and plan everything and all that.
So convener is the in charge of the entire samiti. Okay.
The idea is that suppose in an area, let me take an example. We are in Bombay, so we are taking an example of Andheri, where Dharmakshetra is situated.
Right.
In the Andheri area, if there is a group of 40 people who are inspired by this message of self-transformation and want to come together and start practicing for themselves.
Right.
And as they practice, they want to encourage other people to join. So they would start practicing. They would start participating in the education wing, spiritual wing, service wing.
Okay.
And while they do that, they will afford opportunity for many, many more people to join them.
So a question here. Anybody can work in any of the wings?
Yes.
Okay.
In fact, I would not say anybody can work in. They all can work in all the wings. In fact, they should work in all the wings.
Oh, okay.
Because participating in the all three wings is the composite action plan for self-transformation.
Right.
Okay. So if you say, I will only do A, B or C and not do B, then you would be half-baked. The advantage which you are supposed to get of self-transformation will not come to you. Okay. And I will explain this as we go further. Because participating in all the three wings is the composite transformational package which Baba has given.
So we have samiti. At samiti there is a convener. And then there are a set of samitis come together, become a district. And there is a district president.
Correct.
Who oversees all the functions.
There's a leader there also.
And then all the districts come together, becomes a state, and that's a state president.
State president.
Overlooking everything. Correct. And then all state put together is under the national organization. And you as the head of the organization, the All India president.
The All India president would be the head of the entire organization. But Lakshmikant, I would like to tell you, all these levels of hierarchy that we've created are not posts of authority.
Not posts of authority.
They are not posts of authority.
Okay.
They are only facilitators.
Okay.
They are people who have undergone this sadhana to some extent. And their job is to facilitate all the other people down the line to encourage them how to participate more and more.
Okay.
So, this is not like a corporate structure where there is a CEO and there is that's not the way. Each head actually is a servant. He is a facilitator.
Okay.
He is a person, he is like a mentor, he is a facilitator, and he will see that all those who want to come are encouraged to come. The attitude of every office bearer is a encompassing attitude of love. Right. That with great understanding, compassion, you encourage people to practice more. So the more you practice, the greater is the experience of innate divinity.
And I think that's the reason there is no sort of appreciation or recommendation or award or recognition to anybody.
Yeah, because here the question is helping yourself to become better. Therefore, you won't, unlike other organizations, we dissuade or discourage appreciations, awards, or trying to say you did this good, that, because it goes against the basic basic essence of what we are trying to sadhana.
Right.
Therefore, you will see that the entire structure of the organization is of love. And Swami used to always say that all office bearers of the organization are fundamentally people who are supposed to love every human being and put into practice, which is the hallmark of Swami's message. They are in fact showcasing what Swami's message could be. Because if Bhagwan came on the earth as an avatar, and on a day-to-day basis, he individually met people with great love and compassion.
Yes.
Similar is the emulation which is expected out of all the office bearers, that they would follow the same path, the same attitude of love, encouragement, compassion. And again, it is not at the cost of discipline, Lakshmikant. Discipline is sacrosanct. Like Swami, when Baba used to be here in the physical form, while he gave us so much love, but there were very strict do's and don'ts, okay? And those strict do's and don'ts were not as a matter of organizational requirement. It was more as a support for your individual sadhana.
So uncle, अभी जो तीन विंग आपने बताया, एजुकेशन विंग, सर्विस विंग, स्पिरिचुअल विंग,
ये तीनों विंग कैसे कनेक्ट होते हैं एक इंडिविजुअल को? जब कोई इंडिविजुअल ऑर्गेनाइजेशन में आता है, हाउ डज इट हेल्प दैट इंडिविजुअल अक्रॉस द थ्री विंग्स?
Yeah, very important. I think this is the master plan of Bhagwan Sri Sathya Sai Baba. The whole process of self-transformation, Lakshmikant, if you go to any religion, any spiritual text, the human mind is the cause of all trouble.
True.
Okay?
True.
Because the mind has the capacity, as all scriptures have said, either to take you within or to take you outside. And it's a monkey mind. Baba describes the mind as a monkey mind and says you have to train it, otherwise it can take you haywire. And Baba should therefore say that the first thing, and especially for young people like you, Baba is to always say that the greatest adventure is to conquer your mind and become a mastermind. Okay?
So, can I pause you here? When you say monkey mind, what does that mean exactly?
You see, monkey mind means the mind is a bundle of thoughts,
Okay.
which is directed by all the five senses. So in this beautiful world outside, each sense is trying to draw you somewhere else. The eyes are drawing you somewhere else.
So it
smell
jumps
is
like a monkey everywhere.
It wants to go and jump and enjoy everything in life. Okay.
Right.
Now, if you let it loose, then it is no more in your control. And if it is not in your control, then you become a servant of that mind. Okay.
Okay.
But if you control it and you become the master of that mind, then that mind can do wonders for you. You can guide that mind in a direction which helps you. Here it's interesting to know that Swami used to say that he used to always throw a handkerchief. And he used to say, what is the handkerchief made of? Cloth. What is the cloth made of? Thread. What is the thread made of? Cotton. He says, mind is like that.
Wow.
Mind is a bundle of desires. What is each desire? Desire is each thought. That means one thought. A bundle of thoughts becomes a desire. And a bundle of desires becomes the mind. Now, what is the quality of your mind depends upon the quality of the cotton, the thought. So, therefore, you see, Baba
So
says,
interesting.
have good thoughts.
Bring it down to
Why
micro
good thought? Good thought, because if you have a good thought, then the desires will be a bundle of good thoughts.
Correct.
And the action will be a bundle of good thoughts. And your character and your mind will be good. Okay. Good thoughts are the basis of action.
Right.
Baba used to always say, sow a seed of thought, reap a fruit of action. Sow a seed of action, reap a fruit of habit. Sow a seed of habit, reap a fruit of good character. Sow a seed of character, reap a fruit of good fortune. Now, Ashish Swami so beautifully explained this, Baba, that the root is one thought. That means the ability to keep your mind with good thoughts is a matter when you control the mind, not when the mind controls you. So, controlling the mind and becoming the mastermind is the first step. You cannot start any spiritual sadhana without mastering the mind. Okay? No doubt you need the grace of the master. But the steps begin with mastering the mind. Therefore, the spiritual wing of the organization has things like bhajans, meditation, satsang, study circle. If you study all these four things, bhajan, as enshrined by Bhagwan, is a 1 hour session where you sing bhajans by taking the name, repeating the name of the Lord.
Okay.
So what is happening, Ashish, all the time you repeat the name of the Lord, your mind is focused. Your mind is not running. So what are you doing? You are practicing to control your mind to stay at one point. Okay. Meditation. Meditation means what? You get rid of all the thoughts from your mind and focus on one thought. What happens when you station your mind, when you steady your mind, the power within which Swami is indicating reflects. And that's what every religion calls the voice of conscience.
True.
The conscience has to be raised. The voice of conscience has to be heightened for you to be guided by the conscience. Okay? So that whenever the mind creates issues and creates action, it is to be guided by the conscience, which Baba beautifully used to say, 3HV. The head, the heart and the hand.
Okay.
Okay, when the head demands and before the hand acts, pause and ask the heart whether I should do this or not. Now, study circles is, as I told you, to have good thoughts all the time. You have to be in good company. Therefore, study circles help you in that. Okay?
Right.
So, the spiritual wing of the organization is a constant practice to help you control your mind. Then come to education. Education is knowledge, reading Swami's literature, and also ensuring that while you do this for yourself, you create young children. The Bal Vikas program is there. The Bal Vikas program helps that while you practice, you transfer your knowledge born out of practice to younger children. So they benefit out of it. Knowledge is important because without knowledge, you can't put things into practice.
Right.
So how to get knowledge? The education.
So we completed spiritual, education, now we are at service wing. Okay.
Now I know I'm divine. I know I have to control my mind. I know that my energy and your energy is the same. I know that God is the same everywhere. I know we are all connected. But how do I experience this? What do I do to experience this? Therefore, service is a great tool that Baba has given to mankind. What kind of service? Service which is completely selfless. Now, let me explain this to you.
Yeah. Yes.
Normally, in an NGO, what will happen if you go and feed 100 people? There'll be great pomp and you'll be great that Lakshmikant is the biggest philanthropist. Lakshmikant has done this, Lakshmikant has done that.
Now that's a trend.
So what happens that Lakshmikant's ego pumps up like a balloon.
Correct.
I have done, I have done, I have done. And that creates a lot of problems. But here, the concept is different. I am doing this seva of feeding somebody, not because I'm feeding him only because he is poor, only because he's hungry. But I'm feeding him with love and affection, knowing that he and I are same. And I want to feed him as if I'm feeding myself. And I want to experience that bliss. And I also want to see that while I think I am feeding him, it is a divine consciousness that is using me as an instrument to feed him, which in spiritual parlance is called selfless service. In spiritual parlance, it is called non-doership.
Right.
It's in spiritual parlance which is called the highest spiritual knowledge, where the doer is somebody else and not you. It also teaches you a great lesson that your effort is in your hand, but the result is not in your hand. You do your best effort, but don't yearn for the result. Okay? And the question is, while I'm doing this service, what is it doing to me? Am I becoming more sensitive? Am I becoming more calm? Am I becoming more realist? Am I realizing more and more the connection between me and that person? Am I becoming a better person today than what I was? That's what the element of seva is from there.
I think this is again very profound because there are so many other organizations, rather NGOs, who do free food distribution, but they call it free food distribution or feeding the hungry. But very nicely, Swami has named this program as Narayan Seva. Because what you just said,
correct.
There's no difference between the giver and the taker.
Narayan in me is serving the Narayan in him.
Yes.
So there is a great positive synergy in this, which doesn't create pomp, doesn't create ego, doesn't create a sense of doership, but unites each other in the spirit and the energy of love. See, that's the beauty of the service.
Swami had said something very nice about I want peace. Can you just explain? Because it's very related to what you are just explaining.
Swami was a master at small clippets. In fact, Baba used to always say, everything in the world is complicated, God alone is simple. Right. Okay. And we've made spirituality so difficult that God came to make it simple. So God used to say, you want peace? So what do you say? How do you say I want peace? I want peace.
Correct.
So I, he says, cut the I. Means what? Cut your ego.
Ego, right.
Okay. When there is no ego, you are on a royal path.
Right.
Want. What is want? Desire. Okay. He says, cut your ego, cut the want. What is left is peace. Okay. So the lack of peace is because of want, because of I, cut want, and you have peace. That's a very beautiful way Baba is to explain.
So true.
Okay. And therefore, the spiritual sadhana entails, as I said in the service dimension, you have to cut your ego. That sense of doership should go. So the service wing of the Sai Organization is very much focused on that direction and very much concerned on that situation. Okay. So now that being the situation, the idea is that these three wings are basically three components of a composite package for self-transformation.
Oh.
Okay.
That's how all the three are coming and linking together.
And move together from that perspective. Okay. And therefore Baba is very clear. Baba is to say, Lakshmikant, that I'm not interested in the work that you do. But I'm more interested in knowing what the work that you did has done to you as a human being.
Yes, I read this in your article.
And therefore the hallmark of the Sai service project is what it does to me. It is not what you do to others. The whole process is self-transformation.
True.
It is not transforming somebody else. It is transforming yourself. So therefore Baba says, come, see, experience what I'm trying to tell you. And it doesn't depend upon who you are. It could be anybody. But this realization of bliss from within through this path of the three wings is a great package that mankind has today.
Wow. So now, Uncle, keeping the spiritual part aside and the essence of it, the fundamental of it, आपने ये 3 wings के बारे में बताया, and there are so many things happening under each wing. I'm aware, for the benefit of our viewers, there are so many water projects undertaken, so many medical camps undertaken, mobile medical vans are running across the country, Narayan Seva, community kitchens, blood donation camps, free medical seva, taking care of, doing cataract operations. So many things are happening across the country, but everything requires money. So how does the finance in the Sathya organization work? Is there a central pool from where money is sent to every district, every samiti, and they use this money, or how does it work?
No, I think it's a very important question you've asked, Lakshmikant, and it requires clarification because Bhagwan's model is unique, very unique model. The Sathya Sai Seva Organization never ever asks for money or makes any requisition from money from anybody.
Okay.
The work that the followers of the practitioners of Baba's message do, that work inspires people to join. Baba used to always say, for good seva, money is not required. Okay. And what did he mean? He says, if you and I come together in one sense of unity and we decide that we want to take care of this one human being, I don't need to go and tell the world, give me money, I want to take care of this human being. So you will take out 50 rupees from your pocket, I will take out 50 rupees from my pocket, we'll put 100 rupees and help that person.
So true.
So the entire majority of the work that the Sai organization is doing at the Samiti level, or the devotees or the workers or the followers of Swami's message practitioners doing, are all spending money from their own pocket. It is a collective contribution of people who believe in love, people who believe in the identity of the beneficiary and the doer being one. It is the inspiration of Bhagwan's message that today I am able to spend a part of my own money and contribute to this cause. This is the core of the message, core of the Seva dimension. Therefore, you see, the Sathya Sai Seva organization never has bank accounts.
Because organization is not a registered body,
not
so
a
there are
registered
no bank accounts.
Therefore, nobody is allowed to ask for money. You can inspire people with your work and get people to join you.
True.
But you can't make a requisition for money. Okay? Now, having said so, there are certain major projects which have been done by the organization. For that, Bhagwan has created a beautiful structure. We have the Sri Sathya Sai Central Trust, which is a registered public charitable trust, which runs the universities, which runs the hospitals in Puttaparthi, which runs the ashram university. Now, these are registered bodies. These are completely transparent, completely compliant with the laws of the land. And they don't make requests. They are open for people who want to donate on their own. They would go and contribute money and they would do the needful. Therefore, the structure is legally compliable, transparent. Reports are made every year. Now, like the Sathya Sai Central Trust, there is a state trust in every state of India, which follows the same pattern.
Okay.
Nobody will make any requisition. Nobody will ask for money. But they will showcase the good work that is happening.
Right.
And if people get inspired and they want to donate money, they are welcome. There's
They
not a
can
problem.
also come and participate in the
They
good
can
work.
participate. Okay. But there would never be a requisition because Bhagwan used to always say that my hand is always like this. My hand is never like that.
Right.
Bhagwan never asks for money. Bhagwan says you become such an inspiration by the work that you do and by your persona that people should come and join you. Okay. It is a duty of the organization to provide more and more opportunities for people to come and join. That is the spirit.
So that's why you call it a platform.
A platform.
Anybody can come
It
in.
is not that Lakshmikant has to do the work and Nimish has to do the work. Lakshmikant and Nimish as leaders or as mentors or sort of protagonists have to do work in such a way that both of us inspire more people to join and we create opportunities for people to join us. That is the spirit of the mentor and the facilitator leaders in the Sai organization. Now, currently there is this great boom about CSR which is happening.
Yes.
Corporate India is agog with all that. So there also we are very careful. We only align with corporates who appreciate our mission and our purpose and our strategy. Okay. So it is never that we compromise on the spirit or the nature of the work that we do just because A, B or C wants to give money. In fact, many times we reject CSR offers if they don't fall in line with us or they are not in appreciation of the spirit of seva that we do. Okay. And because the spirit of seva in the Sai organization is not take money and do seva. That's not the point. That's not the seva that Swami wanted. That's not the spiritual transformational process. It is your own sacrifice and your own participation and your own being part of that seva activity, which is important because the goal is transformation.
True.
It is not that just because I'm a rich man, I'll take away 20 crores and give somebody and take the benefit of that seva. No, it won't go to you. In the books of Bhagwan Sri Sathya Sai Baba, just because you've donated money, it doesn't work. You have to participate there.
So again, going back to individual self.
Going individual transformation.
Right,
Okay.
right.
So at no point of time that basic spirit is compromised at any point of time.
Okay.
From that purpose.
Many people have asked this, that, across the country, of course, across the world, but right now we'll talk about India. There are, these big ashrams of Bhagwan Sri Sathya Sai Baba. Like, for example, Dharmakshetra in Mumbai, it's a massive, monument or estate. Similarly, in Delhi, in Chennai, in Hyderabad, in Bangalore, in Shimla. Now, all these big big ashrams, have they been created by funding from a central pool, or how have they come up?
No, there's no concept of a central pool.
There is no central pool at all.
It is the love of the devotees. It is the people who have been energized by the message of Bhagwan Sri Sathya Sai Baba, who over the years and over a period of time have come together and created these monuments. Okay.
So each of this has been done by devotees.
By devotees, by
coming
people
together,
who have come together, who are
spending their own
inspired,
money.
spending their own money, or a group of people who have come together and done it. Okay. So it is never that this has been sponsored or sent or given by some central body. The Central Trust in India is not a body that gives money to people to construct buildings. It may support institutions, schools or colleges.
Doing public charitable
to
work.
Support, as because it's a public charitable trust.
Right.
But it won't give money to create a temple for Bhagwan Sri Sathya Sai Baba. Because Bhagwan never wanted that anybody should create a temple for himself.
Okay.
Okay.
Right.
If you see, Bhagwan Sri Sathya Sai Baba has not nominated any successor.
Correct.
Because there is no question of successor. When he came to say that every human being is a successor of the message, where is the question of one successor? Or second, he didn't want to create a cult after him. Therefore, so people out of love may create a temple or a center, but that's more as an inspirational model. That is more as an inspirational to remember his message, not to remember his
It remains
form.
only at individual level.
At
Those
individual.
individuals coming together and doing something.
All these beautiful structures that you mentioned, Lakshmikant, are the effort of so many devotees who have come together and done. Lands have been donated, people have contributed for construction. It's a great collective effort.
And for no personal glory.
No personal glory at all.
I think we have touched a lot on the fabric of the Sai organization and how the Sai organization works. Now, most important part, like you said, that इस organization में कोई recognition नहीं है, कोई appreciation नहीं है, कोई award, reward, कुछ नहीं है. So, who are these people who are holding these positions? Like you yourself, you are a highly well-known, qualified lawyer of Bombay High Court. You are heading the Sathya Sai organization as All India President. When you said Sai State President, District President, Samiti conveners, can you tell something about their backgrounds?
People who are today aligned with this organization, Lakshmikant, are people of great caliber and means in their own personal lives. There are lawyers, doctors, industrialists, businessmen,
Okay.
professors, vice chancellors who are heading the organization today as mentors and facilitators. The question is, why would they do that?
Correct.
Okay.
Very pertinent question.
It's because somewhere the message of Bhagwan Sri Sathya Sai Baba has touched their heart. Okay. For example, you ask me as a lawyer, why would I do all this? I have a successful practice. I could have done much more in my career. I could have become a judge. I could have become a great counsel. I could have done everything. But when I came in touch with Bhagwan Sri Sathya Sai Baba, something touched me that this human birth at the end of my life, when my life comes to an end, what is it that I have achieved? And what is it that I need to do? That aura of peace, that aura of love, that aura of a sense of satisfaction of a life well spent can come as an understanding in the common world if I make a lot of money, if I get praised in my profession, my photograph comes in several papers, as compared to all that, which also can give joy and happiness. But that innate sense of peace, that calmness, that ability to relate to the whole world, that option, that opportunity of a grander feeling, somewhere touches you in your heart and you want to explore that. Okay? you want to be relevant in terms of interacting with people, okay, or making an impact by your own personal experience. You see so much dichotomy in the world.
Right.
But when you understand the spiritual path, the beauty of unity, the beauty of unconditional love, the beauty of giving, the beauty of sacrifice, you see, we don't experience that in day-to-day life.
Right.
That the sense of sacrifice can give you a different high. The sense of unconditional love can give you a different high. But once you taste that experience, no, then track changes. Okay. So you'll find those millions of people, not only in the world of Sathya Sai, but you take any spiritual masters, you see, there have been great people who have given up their professions to join the masters on the spiritual path.
True. True.
That's because the real peace lies within. The real happiness lies within. That is not the external world that will give you peace and happiness. It is the inner world that will give you that peace and happiness. That experience, the yearning for that experience makes you do what all of us do. Okay.
True.
And Baba was still merciful. He used to always say, no, don't give up everything and run to the forest.
True.
Okay. He used to say, heads in the forest, hands in society.
Right.
So there are many of us, like you and all of us, have found a great solution to this. That I still live my normal life. I have a family, I have a wife, I have my profession, I interact with people, I have a social life. But I see all this with a new perspective of spiritual understanding. I'm more tolerant, I'm practicing to be more tolerant, I'm practicing to be more considerate. I'm trying to understand different points of view. So that makes my day-to-day social life also rich. It makes it more qualitative. Okay?
True.
Because the spiritual background is driving me that. And when I've tasted it, I want to share with everybody. So I'm in the organization that I want to taste it myself and share with more and more people. For example, in the education wing in the Bal Vikar, so many women who have no obligation, but are so touched by Bhagwan's message, and they are so convinced that younger children should get the same message, are running classes. There are so many doctors who are well placed in life, but they will still want to go to a medical camp and serve that poor man. And they have tears in the eyes when they do that. And they are very happy not charging. Imagine.
Right.
Our doctors and professors and lawyers are happy charging. But here is a unique situation. They want to serve, but they don't want to charge. And they are happy not charging. That experience is a great experience. And therefore I say, blessed are the ones who can embark upon this path. Not only do their own profession with a sense of magnanimity, but also step out and be hands-on in society. Not sit in the ivory
something
towers.
Beyond self. Yeah, I think this is a very valid point because at the core of it, the true fabric of a human nature is to do something for others.
Yes.
It's just that, we get so covered in our thought that we forget that.
There are layers. Swami says there are layers.
Yes.
And those layers have to be removed. Okay.
And the Sathya Sai Organization gives you an opportunity to remove those layers.
A very unique opportunity to remove those layers if you come with that vision and that goal.
So what you're saying in essence is all these people who are functioning the organization, the functionaries of the organization, are actually doing their personal work, that is their business or their profession or whatever. At the same time, they're also part of the Sathya Sai Organization and leading the organization. Correct. So this is completely contrarian to the view, the age-old view that if you want to do spirituality, you want to do service,
leave the world.
You have to come out and wear an orange thing and then sit and do something.
Yeah. And the great thing, Lakshmikant, is what Swami mentioned, that spirituality is not a separate thing. It is integrated in every breath of your life. So if you ask me, is spirituality there in the legal profession? It is. Right. Is it there in the medical profession? It is. It's an attitude. It's an attitude to see mankind through the work that you do. It's the attitude to see yourself through the work that you do. And that attitude dissolves the boundary between worldly life and spiritual life. Everything becomes spiritual in life.
I think this is a very, very valid point.
Everything
very
becomes
profound.
spiritual.
That spirituality is not outside something.
Therefore, Swami used to always say, the work in the Sathya Sai Organization is not a Saturday, Sunday event.
True.
Okay.
So true. Yes.
Yeah, Saturday, Sunday, you come and work. That doesn't mean. All 7 days, every moment, every breath of your life should exude spirituality.
I think that's where again it goes back to the individual self.
Yeah, correct.
Because if it is just Saturday, Sunday, then you're making a report at the end of the month.
Correct.
4 Saturday, Sunday, this is what we did.
It doesn't work that.
It's your daily life, an attitude of daily life.
Everything is a part of the attitude. A new vision, a new look at life. And what Swami used to say, and to repeat again, It is looking at the external world through the eyes of the inner vision. Okay, that's the whole point.
I think that way then the Sathya Sai organization as such gives a chance to test the effects or impact of practicing spiritual life, practicing selfless service on a day-to-day basis as you're living in the physical world.
Correct.
You know, with all the challenges and turbulences and issues and problems in the practical world, with this as a backing, you know, it gives you a chance to test it and still, you know, be equipoised.
Lakshmikant, that takes me back to what Swami had mentioned, that who's a devotee? He says, devotion to me is not doing puja, part and all that.
Right.
Devotion to me is that in a human being who's always at peace, both in happiness and sorrow.
True.
So this skill set of being at peace both in happiness and sorrow comes from a sense of detachment. Comes from a sense of detachment that I have to do my job to the best of my ability.
True.
But beyond that, I am not expecting anything. There's no expectation of result. Because I am not the doer. Ultimately, it's that divine power that is prompting me to do the work. And that divine power knows better than what I know.
True.
Therefore, I am willing to be patient and accept whatever happens in life, but after putting my best effort. Okay? So this sense of balance, this sense of equipoise is what human being needs to live life, so that you understand the inner significance of the master hand behind everybody. You see?
So true.
So that equipoise is a great lesson that all of us want to learn. We want to be a part of it. We are trying and we are benefiting. Therefore, you'll find everybody who's involved is involved because of this one great benefit that they get.
Right.
The grace of Bhagavan.
And this actually has a great impact on each individual as their character.
Personal growth.
As part of their character.
Personal growth, yes. And therefore, you see, his whole mission is bent on individual transformation.
So
because he is trying to tell us that all individuals will transform, then there will be peace in the world. Peace in the world starts from individual peace. It doesn't start from a magnanimous. You can't spend $1 million to bring peace.
Right.
You can't have countries carrying a campaign to bring happiness. It doesn't work that way. The individual has to be at peace and happiness for the world to be at happiness.
And hence, going back to fundamental of the entire Sai organization, self-transformation.
The message of this message of Swami is the summum bonum of the entire spiritual knowledge in the world, which mankind has derived over centuries now. That is the summum bonum.
So beautifully, Uncle, you have explained about the every aspect of Sai organization, what the true fabric of Sathya Sai Seva Organization is all about. I think now it's time I ask you this, because now the entire organization and all the devotees across the world are gearing up for something very grand in nature, which is centenary celebrations
that's true. All of us are
Bhagwan Sri Sathya Sai Baba. We've been hearing so many plans being made across the world. In India particularly, all the state organizations are making plans. Something you would like to talk about the centenary celebrations?
Well, it's always a very joyous moment. Celebrating the centenary of the Divine Master is a rare opportunity. And I always I reiterate wherever I meet people that this opportunity should not be lost. Lost in what sense? It is not the grandeur of things that we will do as a part of celebration. But it is while doing those things, how we will experience more and more Swami in our heart. And how in a hastened manner during the course of 1 year, we would have fast-tracked our relationship with Bhagwan. That is the ultimate purpose. Because I always give this example, it's a birthday celebration. And when you celebrate somebody's birthday, you have to do things which the birthday boy likes, okay, or the birthday boy wants. You can't go to a party of a person in a birthday party and give him a gift which he doesn't like, or give him something which he doesn't want. So what is it that Bhagwan would want on a centenary celebration? Is a question that I ask myself and I ask everyone. And I am very clear in my mind that we should do things and give things to Bhagwan which Bhagwan wants, or Bhagwan likes, or Bhagwan would want us to do. Okay. It is not important what we should do what we like on Bhagwan's occasion. We should do what Bhagwan likes on Bhagwan's occasion. Okay.
Birthday boy is Rick.
And what does he say? He doesn't want anything. What can you give him? Everything belongs to him. What will you give him? How can you sing his glory? His glory is immeasurable. Okay. What you can do, Lakshmikant, what you and I can do, is to offer ourselves, our hearts. Each one of us should venture to become a gift wrap ourselves. An individual which is gift wrapped in what? gift wrapped in compassion, unconditional love,
Okay.
gift wrapped in
Okay.
unconditional seva,
Makes
gift
sense,
wrapped
yes.
in understanding the unity of all, gift wrapped in an understanding and telling a rose to give to Swami, Swami, I know you and I are one. Swami, I know that you are inside me. Swami, I know that you are working through me. Swami, I know that I am your instrument. Swami, I know that you want me to be available to you all the time. I know, Swami, my capacity is not endearing to you. It is my availability which is endearing to you. And I want to make myself available to you so that you can use me and make you happy. Okay? To do things which you would like me to do and make you happy. I think that is the essence of the celebration of birthday.
Wow.
Yes, it may take the form of various events, it may take the form of various functions, but at the core of it, the gift which is going to Swami, okay, the party can have decorations,
Right.
but the little gift which has to go to Swami is you.
Is what that matters.
Is you wrapped in a beautiful packet of love and sacrifice and peace that you will offer yourself to Bhagwan. This is the birthday gift. Celebrations can be in any form, okay. It can be a family celebration. We have planned that we want every family to celebrate Bhagwan's birthday. Why? We want people to come together and experience it. Every district, every samiti should do functions. Why? So that the message reaches and more people get encouraged to practice.
Right.
Okay? It is not a pomp and glory show that, okay, the All India President has planned 20 celebrations and such a great holiday. No, it doesn't make. It is a celebration is only an instrument for each one of us to go closer to Bhagwan. We have planned, we are carrying a Rath Yatra throughout the country.
Yes, there
in
are
every
4
corner.
national initiatives.
Why? To get the core message of Baba to every human being, to touch their hearts. Okay, today Swami is not there in the physical form, but his message is strong, his presence is strong. We believe that when the Rath goes with the message of love all, serve all, help ever, hurt never, one caste, one religion, one brotherhood, that message will impress upon people and they will join.
Right.
And when we do that effort on our end, Swami's grace is always there. Because he's there, he's the one who's doing everything. So we must go with this consciousness, the run for values for youth.
So this Rath will go across the country.
Across the country
Grand Rath.
throughout over 8 or 9 months or maybe a year, to see that it spreads the message of Swami everywhere, brings people together, unites people together, makes different religions more sensitive about each other, loving each other.
Right.
The same is the principle for the love, for the run for values for the youth.
Run for values,
Okay?
yes.
Then we are also doing the short film festival. The Swami used to love youth very much. And youth getting involved in Seva was his dream. He was always encouraging that. Therefore, we get the short film festival not to encourage young men and women to make short films on Seva projects. Okay? So that in a film festival, you are highlighting the best service projects all over the country for people to get inspired, for the youth to get inspired. Okay? True. The fourth dimension is the whole question about the National Cricket League. Now, people ask me a question, why did you start a National Cricket League in a spiritual organization?
True.
No, I said, cricket is a religion in this country. Youth are attracted. But if I can give a twist from Swami's perspective, that every youth who participates in the cricket match has to do one service project or has to do one service project or promise to do one service project. If that becomes a pre-qualification,
So that becomes the eligibility criteria to be part of cricket league.
then imagine thousands of people, hundreds of teams, young men who have done some service. We put them on the path of service, which is a great step forward for the youth of India today.
Right.
Okay? It is not the passion of the game. It is the sense of offering yourself as service and then enjoying the fruit of it by way of a cricket game. It's a real vision of the National Cricket League. And you know, we covered more than 900 teams in the country.
Yes.
More than a few thousand young...
11,000, more than 11,000
people
players
have
were part of the
participated.
league.
And the nationals, the finals are going to come in July of 25.
Correct.
So imagine even if there are 15 to 20,000 young men who have done service and come and played the game, the whole vibration of the game changes. It is a game of love. It's a game of camaraderie. It's a game of sacrifice. It's a game of doing something good. It affects the character of the young men. And as we go further, the more and more service they do, the more and more they play the game. So this game now is not about money. It's not about auction for money. It's not about millions of dollars. But it is of transforming every youth on the path of spirituality. That is the goal.
So it doesn't confine you just to the element of having skill set,
No.
but also going beyond the skill set and doing something for the benefit of
Yes,
the other.
again, use your skill for the welfare
True,
of
true,
people.
true.
Enjoy yourself, but let everybody else also enjoy.
True.
So if you see, the essence is all coming together. Essence
Yes.
is one power that brings all of us together.
Oneness across.
That oneness is a very important dimension. I think we are grateful to Bhagwan for this, that he has given us this opportunity, and it's a great opportunity. Therefore, I say that mankind today should not miss this opportunity, because you never know when you will ever get it in life.
Correct.
And the best part is the simplicity of his message, which is practical, which is doable.
I think one last question, and very, very pertinent one in today's time. While there are so many devotees, more and more we are seeing that there are so many people who have never seen Baba,
Yeah.
who are coming to Prashanti Nilayam, who are coming to various centers. They've never seen Baba, only heard stories, and now want to come and experience.
Very true.
So for all this larger crowd, what according to you is legacy of Bhagwan Sri Sathya Sai Baba?
That's it. I mean, it's very amazing, Lakshmikant. We thought that when the physical form is not there, things will crumble.
True.
But
yes.
the opposite has happened. And truly, to the power that Baba was, Baba used to always say, I'm not the body. I am the power which is inside you. And this fact today is being proved when there are more number of people coming now in the absence of his physical form than the people who came during his physical form. And they're coming with a larger sense of commitment, a larger sense of devotion.
Yes.
I mean, you've seen in the youth camps that we've had, so many new young men and women have come. Who brought them?
So many of them. True, true.
And therefore, you remember what Swami used to say, this is the power of love which I am drawing. It is not the body.
True.
Who invited you to Prashanti Nilayam? I didn't send you an invitation. You came on your own. That message of Swami, now you remove the form and just imagine the power is still doing that job.
True.
The power is still attracting people to come and join. Therefore, they say, my mission is eternal. It never began, it never ended. It is always there, and I will continue. And that's what we are experiencing now, Lakshmi. That the power of Sathya Sai, the power of that ultimate energy that Baba spoke about, the power that of which we are all reflections, that synergy is still going on. And you find more and more people coming. People are regretting why they didn't come when Swami was there.
Right.
But they're still there.
Right.
Today, as the All India President, I know the majority of the bulk of people who have joined the platform are people who have come for the first time.
For the first
Who have never seen Baba. And you see the young children who come to Bal Vikas,
Right.
the way they speak, the way they talk,
I've never seen, yes.
is mind-boggling. They speak from their heart because they have by default realized that the God is inside. The Swami inside is now manifesting more and more. The answer to your question is that the divine from within every human being is now manifesting more profusely, manifesting more in an apparent manner, and we are all realizing that.
What you're saying in true sense, that the legacy of Bhagwan Sri Sathya Sai Baba is every individual who becomes messenger in true sense by following his message and putting it into his life. That is Bhagwan's legacy.
Let me put it the other way. The message of pure love that he was, which he embodied, is now manifesting everywhere. And that legacy is continuing in a great measure.
Wow.
That waterfall which started has now become a huge energy ball which is engulfing the whole world. Okay?
Wow.
And I don't think anybody has a choice not to be a part of it. Because love is like that.
So true.
Unconditional love, the energy, because we are that. Whether we like it or not, whether we believe or not, we are a part of the same energy of love. Therefore, when the master decides to connect us, we have no choice. We'll all connect. Okay? There is no way we cannot connect.
And it's not just in India. I mean, you in
It's
your
everywhere.
role for
Yeah,
Global
all over
Council
the globe.
across the country must be seen.
And it will happen, to my mind, as Baba says, when everything is mine, all religions are mine, all paths are mine, whatever names you take are mine,
It'll all coincide in one.
all will come together.
All will come
All
together.
will come.
And you're already seeing that happening.
That vision is unfolding.
Wow, fantastic. Uncle, I don't have enough words to express my gratitude and thanks to you
No, we
for
should be all thanking
this session
Swami, no.
because I'm sure this is going to give so much more clarity to every viewer, be it a devotee or a non-devotee, as to what Sathya Sai Baba is, what Sathya Sai Baba as a phenomenon, as his mission, as an organization is all about, and how can each individual can participate without any
I would say each individual must participate.
Must participate.
Not can participate.
great opportunity for everyone.
absolutely.
So once again, thanking you.
No, thanks,
and
Swami.
Loving
We both
Sai Ram.
together, we offer our gratitude to Bhagwan for giving us this opportunity and being able to say And we pray to him that we hope we've said what exactly what he would want to say.
Yes.
Sai Ram.
Thank you. Sai Ram.